Gentlemen, welcome back to a very incredibly special addition to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 87. Why is it so important? And not important, it is important. A year. Tiege Hanley had a birthday. We turned 1 year old. Actually, July 11th was the 1 year anniversary of Tiege going live. And it was funny because I got a text message from, I don't remember if it was, I think it was Rob, actually said, hey, congratulations, happy birthday, Tiege. And I was like, oh, that's great. And Kelly say, hey, congratulations, the chemist, congratulations. And so I was out and I was thinking, I'm like, I need to post something special for Instagram. And so I went to the store, I grabbed the cupcake, I got a #1 candle, and then I filmed myself singing happy birthday to Tiege. If you guys are not following the Tiege Hanley Instagram account, we'll link to that down below as well as my Instagram. And so I sang Tiege Hanley happy birthday, and I thought it was pretty funny, and I also snapped some really cool pictures. And it was great. And then the next day, guess what I got in the mail? Flowers. I got flowers from Kelly. And let me just say this about one Mr. Kelly Thornton, my business partner. He is got to be the most considerate and thoughtful friend and partner that I've ever had. He is one of those guys that gets gifts and presents and thinks about people. And it's so, I always feel like such a dick when I get like a card in the mail, like, hey, thanks, just thinking about you, or not like. Anyway, he's gotten me paintings. He's gotten me when Rob and I went out to visit Tiege Hanley headquarters, and I went out and actually went out to Chicago for the first time. We had a dinner at Kelly's house, and he's like, hey, I've got presents for everybody. And he gave us these beautiful, myself and Rob, he gave us these beautiful sort of prints that were done by a photographer. It was a photograph of a surfer. It was just really cool. And he's just a thoughtful guy. And the world needs more thoughtful guys. And so for the birthday, he sent myself and Rob 2 dozen yellow roses. It was so funny because I saw the van pull up and I'm like, oh, I hope I got something. And all of a sudden I see 1-800-Flowers box, and I'm like, oh, I know what they're for. And it's funny because I've actually promoted 1-800-Flowers a few times. So I called Kelly to thank him and just say, hey, did you use my discount code? He's like, what? And anyway, Tiege celebrated a birthday. This is a big deal. 1 year, and we're doing great. And it's all because of the hard work that we've put in. It's because of this vlog. It's because of you and the fact that you're loving your product, and the fact that you've been so engaged and a part of this from the start. And so it's your birthday too. Congratulations. Happy birthday. We did it. 1 year in business and still going strong, and very, very excited about year 2. I think that we can double what we did this first year, this first calendar year in terms of sales. I think we can safely say that we at least need to double it, if not triple it. And in order to do that, we have a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of strategy to implement. The official company has been selected, the contract has been signed, and we are getting ready to actually start filming the top level video. We picked an agency. Technically, we actually picked 2 agencies. We picked an agency that we're going to go with for this first iteration, and we're really excited. They, I think, did the best job in capturing and encapsulating what Tiege Hanley is about and why it is amazing and what problem it solves that a lot of guys don't realize they have, like skincare. We got to sell skincare, and most men that aren't doing anything have no idea why they need to and why they should, and why the simplified system that we offer is the answer and the solution. So we're going with that. But we liked the second place idea so much that we actually decided that in another few months, we're probably also going to have this other agency do their version of the video, because they're very different. One is fun, upbeat, peppy. The other one is super inspirational. And we love them both, but at the end of the day, it's about sales. And we truly felt like the agency that we went with, which their name is Guy Bauer, They're in Chicago. We felt like they were the ones that are going to help us produce a video that's going to help drive sales. And at the end of the day, Tiege Hanley needs sales to continue to grow and break records, baby. Before I actually get to the vlog from last week and some of the questions, because this vlog I'd really like to just dive into a lot of questions that you guys had and posted, because we had a ton. We had like 100 and some comments, which is I think the most comments we have ever had. But there was a comment that was posted on one of the most recent videos that I posted to my YouTube channel that said, it was from Luis Menendez. I don't know that he watches this vlog, but he posted a comment that I thought was so great, I wanted to share it with you. And it just made me smile, because this is what it's all about. He says, Aaron, I went for it. I bought Tiege Hanley and started using the products last Saturday. My face looks absolutely amazing. My wife and I both agree that your skincare products are revolutionary. It was just such a great comment that I wanted to share it, because it feels good. It feels good, and it made me happy. It made me happy. It made me smile. It made me realize that we definitely are onto something, and we're going to do great things in this industry and really shake things up. But speaking of shaking it up, last vlog, where I basically bared my soul and told you about an identity crisis that I was having of massive proportions. You guys had a lot to say, a lot of great feedback, some not so great in terms of it was critical of me, and that's okay, and that's great, and that's the stuff that I think is hard to hear, but it's definitely good to hear. And so I appreciate all of the feedback, all of it, good and bad, so thank you very much. But now I would like to actually dive a little bit more into some of the more business-related questions. If I can find some business-related questions or Tiege questions, they're all about me and advertising and all that good stuff, and how my videos have sucked. There is a question, actually. Thank you, Akshay Dimhat, man. I'm so sorry I butchered that. Will you guys sell Tiege on Amazon? The answer is actually, I think we are. I think we will. This is something that we decided probably about 3 months ago, that we were going to put Tiege Hanley systems on Amazon, charge a little bit more just to see and test things. It's one of those things where we don't know what'll happen. We don't know if we'll sell any, but the fact is, if you go and you search in Amazon, people are searching for Tiege Hanley. And so I sell Pete and Pedro on Amazon, as well as my website and the grooming lounge, along with some small salons. But Tiege Hanley is very different in the fact that it is a subscription, it's a service, but our thinking and thought process is put it on Amazon, charge a little bit more, charge more for shipping, make it more expensive. Let people buy it and try it. If they like it, maybe they then will do a little bit more research, because I don't have it in front of me, but on our packaging, you have a website, and maybe they will actually go then and sign up for a cheaper, less expensive subscription. And so I think it's one of those things where we're going to try it, but it's been put on the back burner because of all of the work that's been going into the website and getting things transitioned, which is almost ready, almost switched over to Shopify, but not yet. Also, I would like to also give you something to look forward to. Going to be taking a trip to Chicago at the end of the month. So I'll be bringing the camera. You'll be coming along with us. We're going to go hang out with Josh. I've never actually met Josh, who handles a lot of our social media and tech stuff, and process it. He does a lot of stuff. Everybody who works at Tiege Hanley, including Tom, everybody sort of wears a lot of different hats, because right now we're small, but we plan on scaling, and we will have to get more specific people in more specific roles. So we're going to Chicago for a quarterly meeting. Every 3 months we get together and hammer out things. We'll sit in the room, put the paper on the wall, and really help ourselves develop a strategy moving forward. But we're making some good progress, and a lot of great things are on the horizon. But let's get to some more questions. More comments about my content sucking. Whoa, here's one. Hey, all right. Aaron Sweden says, what about getting a business coach or something? I'm not saying you're doing bad business-wise. Not at all. Just mean to get another perspective on things. And this is something that I think is a great topic to talk about, and that is coaches. There are a lot of coaches out there. There are a lot of people that that make a living helping business people or entrepreneurs sort of get to that next level. A big fan, one of my best friends, Antonio, he is a coach hiring fool. He's got coaches for coaches on his team. And it's one of those situations where he gets a lot of value, a lot of benefit from having other people take a look at what he's doing and giving feedback. And there is so much value in having somebody else come in and give a third party or a third party perspective, because as an entrepreneur, you're so close to the fire. It's easy to get caught up in your own hype and to believe what you think is right. But having somebody else come in who doesn't have to be your friend, who has no skin in the game, who doesn't have to sit next to you at Christmas and say, yo, stupid, this is what you're doing, this is what I see, this is where you're going wrong, and this is how you can fix some things. I used to have not the greatest opinion of coaches and think, oh, they're just coaches, they don't know what they're talking about. If they were really good, they'd be doing it for themselves. I think my theory is flawed because there is a lot of benefit, and perfect example is this YouTube thing. I thought I knew YouTube. I thought I knew X, Y, and Z. But what I've come to realize is that I was so freaking wrong about so many things that it's like, oh God. And the way that I actually have come to realize this is because I started watching some people that do this for a living and that understand the algorithms and understand and study it and have tried things and everything I thought, not everything, a lot of things that I thought were right, but a lot of things I thought were wrong. And so this was a big eye-opening experience. Tiege Hanley is also hiring a gentleman that's going to come in and help us develop a plan, a growth strategy. It's expensive. He's getting hired for 3 months. He's definitely one of the big boys in terms of coaches. I don't even know if he's a coach. He's more like a strategist that Kelly was familiar with. And so Kelly interviewed him. I think Rob might have talked to him, and they wanted to know if I agreed to spend the money on this guy. And the answer is absolutely. Anything that we can do to help put ourselves in a better position to grow, we need to do. It's okay to spend money on, and that's the thing, we've got money. We've got money to spend. If it's going to mean that we are going to ultimately, because here's the thing, if you think about it, if you spend $50,000 on something, but it helps you grow 10% or 20%, or you get $150,000 of value out of it, was it worth spending that $50,000 even though it was scary and a lot of money? Yeah, of course. You got a crazy return on your money. And so with coaches, it's tough because a lot of times it's not like do this, this, and this, and your business just goes poop. It's more long tail. It's more, here's a strategy, long range, this is what the goal is, and this is how you can set yourself up and start moving in that direction. And here's some things that you can do. Here's some things that you can try. People that have done it, people that have helped other businesses scale and grow, and that's what we're looking for, and that's what we've hired. And so I don't know when he's starting, but that's somebody that we have brought on to help us sort of look at the environment in terms of the marketplace, look at what's worked for us, look at our demographic, look at all these different factors, and figure out a strategy to grow Tiege Hanley to that next level. Not like, okay, so we're here, we can get ourselves here, but it's how do we get ourselves from here to here? Here's a question that's probably going to take a little bit of conversation. I think this is going to be the last question because most of the questions are actually comments and feedback based on the vlog last week. And just so you know, I feel great. I feel so good. I posted that video I was telling you about last week on Wednesday, and it was about the shopping safari. Here's the thing, it did terrible in terms of views, but it didn't matter. The engagement, people were loving it, the comments were super up, and I'm really excited to do more of them. Today I just filmed a video of like a 10-minute morning routine at my house. I'm like in this really good place, and I just feel like my creativity has just freaking exploded. And so oh God, I feel great, and I'm excited about changing things up, taking some of the old, mixing it with the new, and releasing a crap ton of good content, because that's the key. It needs to be good. Anyway, Jack Prenter says, I'd love to hear more about sponsorship. It's really interesting. I know that you're involved with Menfluential, so I wondered. And Menfluential, for those of you who don't know, is an advertising agency that I started with my best friend Terry from high school and Antonio Centeno. And we represent and sell advertising for myself, Antonio, Teaching Men's Fashion, like a lot of men's lifestyle influencers. And so I have a very good perspective when it comes to advertising. I understand how it works. I understand value. It is still like the wild, wild west on YouTube. It is tough. And influencers are being bombarded by brands, by companies throwing money at them. Hey, we want you to talk about a product. We want you to talk about a product. And it's tough. It's tough navigating. And an influencer like myself is in a pretty good position because I talk about men's lifestyle. It pretty much incorporates anything that a guy would be interested in, and so I can talk about pretty much anything, and so it opens me up to a lot more sponsorship, but it also opens me up to doing a lot more great content. And and the other beautiful thing about the amount of content or contacts that I have and people that reach out, I get to be so crazy selective with the companies and the products that I talk about, and only talk about products that I truly love and think are awesome. But he wants to know, Jack wants to know, he says, I presume price is based on average views. How much dollars per 1,000 views roughly do advertisers pay? Do advertisers seem to care that one YouTuber might talk about a bunch of watches one day and then be looking to promote their product the next day? In mainstream advertising, we see a lot of advertiser-influencer loyalty, not so much on YouTube. Why do you think that is? Big fan of yours, Aaron. Thanks, brother. Lots in there. How much do people get per 1,000 views? It is all over the freaking board, and it depends on a lot of factors. It depends on how many views. That is, I would say, probably number one. How many views? What is going to determine how much you can charge for a video is going to be mainly how many views that advertiser can get and on that video. So if you publish a video and in the course of the first day, week, month, how many views is that video going to do? Is it going to be 50,000? Is it going to be 500,000? And if it's going to be 500,000, you're going to make a lot more money. That's why it's very important from an advertising perspective to have basically good views, consistent good views. 250, 250, 250, 250 is much better than 50, 600,000, 200,000, 30,000, because it's really tough for an advertiser to say, yeah, I'm probably going to get X, Y, and Z. And so one of the things that I've been working on to increase my value is really focus on views. And that's one of the reasons why I got into the trouble that I did. But I've reached sort of that point where I know what'll get good views now. And so if I have an advertiser, I know what good views are. I had an opportunity to have an advertiser for the next episode of the Alpha M Style Safari. SeatGeek, actually, a great company, a great app where it basically takes it aggregates all of the tickets for a specific event, whether or not it's for a concert, a baseball game, a football game, a festival. It aggregates them. So you download it, you go on, you look, and it actually shows you and rates tickets that are for sale, and it scores them on a scale like 1 to 100. Anyway, SeatGeek, incredible company, great company, and they were like, hey, we think this is awesome. Would you be interested in us sponsoring this series? And I'm like, well, maybe, let's see how it goes. And so I put the video out. It wasn't really super great in terms of views, and I decided, no, let's keep this one organic for right now. And it's not saying that I won't add a sponsor to that, because honestly, the clothing that I'm going to be buying is expensive. And bringing me to another thing, what I'm going to actually start doing is the clothing that I buy, instead of going and returning it or whatever, I donate a lot of the clothing that I get from these sponsors for my videos. I get so much clothing, I actually donate it to a men's shelter here that basically helps guys that have recently got out of prison sort of get back on their feet. And so I figure it'll be a great way for me to do this safari, get products, and you know, it might be like 12 or 5 Navy suits, buy them, bring them here, test them out, show them, talk about them, and then bring them to people that could really use them. And so I'm excited about that. So I'm open to sponsoring, but the deal is it can't be a sponsor that I'm shopping for. It can't be like, hey, today I'm shopping for green crew necks. Today's sponsor is Jack Threads, and this one is the best. That won't work. I'm smart enough. I see I'm learning. And so anyway, I don't know what I was saying or where I was going, but he offered. I said no because the views really weren't good, and I want to just build that organically before I actually start incorporating or figuring out a way to, you know, infuse a sponsor. And it would be pretty easy, you know. I'd be like, hey, today's, you know, safari is brought to you by SeatGeek, great app. I'll tell you a little bit more about them later in the video, blah, 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 boom, into the content. And so there's a way to do it that wouldn't be too like repulsive and make you want to vomit. I'm assuming, but I'm sure you're going to let me know in the comments. Thank you. But that is my conclusion. Anyway, yes, so views is going to determine your value. Also, sort of your audience. Do you have a super young demographic like PewDiePie, right? He's got like crazy amounts of, he's probably a bad example, like zillions and hundreds of millions of followers, but his demographic is very young. And so are they going to be the ones that are going to spend on, you know, a new pair of sunglasses? Probably not. And so depending on, you know, but that being said, he's going to get a crazy, crazy, crazy number of views. And at that point, it's a numbers game. What I have come to realize through my own testing, because I own my own products and I've paid for sponsorship and I've done videos and content, views do not equal sales. If you do a video and it's like 10 tips to, you know, to be super attractive, and one of the tips is, hey, wear a cool pair of sunglasses, and it gets tons of views, that video isn't going to convert as well as if I did a video talking about the best way to pick the best sunglasses for your face shape. If it's targeted and specific, it might not have as many views, but they're more qualified views. You know that the people that are watching it are actually interested in sunglasses. And so those videos, even though they're not going to be crazy views, you're still going to get you can get paid well. In terms of a dollar amount, it's all over the board. It is really all over the board, and it's hard to say. As you grow, as your videos grow, you get paid more. I'm beating around the bush, aren't I? And I think that's a good place to stop. Whatever. Anyway, I really, really, really appreciate all of the feedback that I got last vlog and all of the support. I got a lot of support, and the fact that you're commenting, regardless if it's good or bad, or Alpha, you've gone astray and your content has sucked for the past year, regardless, it's support. The fact that you're watching here and the fact that you are taking the time to let me know is supportive. And so thank you so much, all of you, for your incredible feedback, and I appreciate it. It's hard to hear sometimes, but sometimes the stuff that's the hardest to hear is the stuff you need to hear. And so thank you all incredibly much. And I would like to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart, Rob's heart, our chemist's heart, and my double monk strap's heart for making Tiege an incredible company and success. And I think there's no better way just to wrap this video up than for us all to join in song. On 3, boys. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to Tiege Hanley. Happy birthday to Tiege. Yes, stop. Okay, guys, see you next week.